This is the Lenovo Legion 5 Pro after a Polish service Hemmersbach, which works with Lenovo Poland. As you could hear, keyboard is completely messed up because the other buttons are getting down when you press one, especially around the E key, which is I think the worst of all. It has like a drum sound, while many are actually quite quiet. Like the I is like a completely different feeling. In general, the keys are all over the keyboard and they make completely different sound. They are like very uneven. I've been to a store, actually to three in my area, and I checked, I don't know how many laptops, but quite a lot, and not even a single one has had a keyboard like this, except maybe for a one budget model where only one keyboard, I mean one key, excuse for my English, actually was maybe similar, I don't know to which button, because it was such a slight difference between the keys. I don't think I am even able to show it. I would like to remind you that it was on a laptop that was around 2,000 or 3,000 zloty, and this one, Lenovo Legion Pro 5, has been priced in Poland up to 8,000. So buying a laptop where a keyboard is better in a laptop that is 3 to 4 times cheaper makes no sense. But I don't even know when this happened actually, because I've been using laptop since I got Poland for the last a year and a half, like this, on external one, and using with a mouse, external mouse as well. So if this happened after the first service, I'm not sure, because I haven't been really touching the keyboard at all. But there is also another problem. Yeah, this is the power button after the service. Also messed up. It works, but you have to press it much deeper now. The power button like when you get the laptop straight out of the box is more like the E button. I think the I, in English it's I. So in the power should be like I. You just tap it lightly and it powers on the laptop. But here you need to press it deep actually to make it work, and it makes those weird sounds. Other than that, I have prepared in my description of the problems Well, the laptop visually, I think, has been untouched, but it's been a lot of time wasted for me, especially because I thought it would be done quickly. Then I can go abroad again to work, and it's now 14th of May, and the first email I sent to Lenovo was on 14th of February, so that's too much time. And I'm not done yet, though everything seems to be I won't be able to achieve much because that is the law. I guess the warranty, international warranty, or anything isn't really on your side when it comes to things like this. The Polish Lenovo service Hemmersbach destroyed, damaged, however you call this, a laptop, but they can go away with this. And the law is constructed in a certain way where if I want anything back, if I want money, if I want a new laptop, probably, which I don't, I would need to contact the store in Sweden where I purchased the laptop, which is completely and utterly just stupid, and there really is no logic in all of this. So that's a warning for you. If you buy anything abroad, like me, then don't think again, think multiple times if it's worth it. Because for something as expensive as this laptop, and laptops are prone to many issues, it's not really worth it. It's only worth it for you if you are buying something cheap, reliable, and something that you don't really care about. But otherwise don't buy it locally if you can, because locally, like the law and organizations and other things are on your side, whereas in my situation it's basically me, and that's all. It's me again, just for a short while. I would like to mention that the laptop works now only because I have the external cooling pad, FlyD GBS2, which has really been a lifesaver for me. It is unlimited now because I have it connected to the external power, and the limit is with the external at 4000 RPMs. If you connect it to the laptop itself, it's I think 2800, but for me it never really exceeds 2800. So that's something to keep in your mind. Laptop has been obviously now castrated. I think I said it in Lenovo Vantage, and without it it still hits 80s, even though I have now set the temperature to 80. So I would say that's a drastic measure, but it was required. I would say it's enough for most of the games, but I play a lot of older games anyway, and for me a laptop, purchasing it was more than out of necessity than actually wanting to, because living as I live and working as I work, that is abroad without, let's say, a stable place to stay, having a desktop was definitely not an option. It is either a laptop or nothing at all. I had a desktop before here, but no more. It's been dismantled. And here, if you wondered, this is a air filter next to a PC. And I still actually have no idea how the hell did this region actually start to overheat, because I've been taking care of it like a crazy, like I'm derailed mentally or something. But that is a question I think I will never be able to reply. It's me again for the third time. I thought I would maybe show you how the power button actually works and how it sounds like. I think this might be hard to do. So this is how it powers on. I think you've been able to see how deep it has to go and what type of sound does it make. And this is the FlyDigi working. It's on every single time. Then every single time I have HW info. Then you start the FlyDigi with the external app, just so you know, and it's connected also through the Bluetooth. This is how I have it set it up, smart and custom. This is the graph of the temperature. Then you have the max overclock speed, which is the maximum it can run, device temperature. It's quite simple but really effective. And that's how I actually use the laptop now, since I got it in February. Every single time I'm just controlling the temperatures. This is the first protocol naprawy, however you call it in English, and you can see they replaced the heatsink. Here I have the second protocol naprawy. As you can see, there is much more text here, but I will try to translate it as good as I can while going through the text. And I'll be showing you with the finger. So here it says, your Lenovo product has been tested and checked according to our quality standards. Unfortunately, we weren't able to replicate those turquoise what I wrote, and because of this it is necessary to return you your laptop without any repair. According to our standards in preventing something, it's hard to translate one-to-one. Your laptop has been cleaned to prolong its use and functionality. Then it says the components were tested, but this means exactly nothing. Your Lenovo product has been tested and thoroughly, sorry I can't pronounce it well, tested again. This is pointless because it's repeating once again what I translated you here. Unfortunately, we weren't able to replicate the issue, and because of this, we will need to send your laptop without doing any repair back to you. And here it says what they did exactly. They tested the hard drive, check. Memory, check. Then they tested a graphic card and processor, check. Then check the drivers from BIOS, check, and if they are latest. Does the laptop work according to technical specification? Check. Nowhere here does it say they tested, as I questioned the Lenovo employee over the telephone, and as I wrote in the text, that they checked motherboard 3 times, and that 3 times it overheat, all of them. And then the guy told me, well, sorry, we were unable to identify the issue, we can do anything about it. If you want your money back, then Sweden. So that's basically how the Lenovo Poland and its Polish service handles the service itself.
Complaint regarding improper performance of service tasks and gross negligence in the complaint process of Lenovo Poland. The device was purchased, February 29, 2024, in Sweden, physical store, and was operated for 2 years without the slightest problems. The laptop serves me exclusively for private use. During the first year of ownership, I used it sporadically, breaks reaching many days, mainly for multimedia content consumption. Equipment data. Model, Lenovo Legion Pro 5, 16 IRX8. I made the decision to use the Lenovo Poland service, Hemmersbach GmbH Co. KG, at a time when the equipment was covered by a valid manufacturer's warranty. I cared about the reliable preparation of the device for the next planned trip. Unfortunately, contact with the authorized service turned out to be the beginning of a series of gross negligences. Based on my experiences, telephone conversations with a Lenovo Poland employee, and the effects of the repairs, I am forced to state a complete lack of professionalism, commitment, and elementary technical knowledge of the service employees. The service not only did not remove the reported anomalies but, through its carelessness, led to the deterioration of the physical condition of the laptop, in particular the power button, suspicion of an assembly defect resulting from the service's interference. Chronology 19.02 First Report 402-152-9608 4.03 First Service, Replacement of Cooling, the laptop returns in a worse technical state than it was sent. 12.03 Second Report 402-178-5397 24.03 Second Service, Complaint, the problem with overheating and the temperature difference on the processor was recognized by the service as impossible to diagnose and remove *. A slight improvement visible compared to previous temperatures, although still far from the level it should be in this type of equipment and given the cited load example. Moreover, the laptop returns with a suspected assembly defect of the power button *. I received this information on 27.03 at 13:13 from a Lenovo Poland employee who calls customers after the service task is performed with a general inquiry about how the equipment is. He admitted that they are unable to do anything and my only option is to turn straight to Sweden for a possible escalation of the problem. 26.03 Email to the Lenovo Poland office with a description of my experiences. 27.03 Filed a complaint about the second service, which was a consequence of the negligence of the first 19.04 Response from the office from the complaint coordinator, negative. Gross service errors, 1, Report 402-152-9608, despite the replacement of the radiator, 5H40S20807, the laptop returned in critical condition. Temperatures on the desktop alone, YouTube/Chrome. Reached 100 degrees Celsius, causing thermal throttling. The service ignored the reported 20 degrees Celsius difference between processor cores, which is a textbook symptom of an assembly error. 2, Report 402-178-5397, the laptop returned from repair, which according to the protocol was only cleaning. The temperature difference problem has still not been removed. The processor reaches 80 degrees Celsius at zero load, YouTube, which for this class of i7-13700HX processor is an abnormal result. Mechanical damage caused in the service. During the last intervention 402-178-5397, the power button was damaged. The button lost its stiffness, flies loose, makes a cracking sound, and to make it work you have to press it hard. From new, before and after turning it on, the button was no different, it was fixed rigidly, silent, it was enough to press it very lightly and it worked. Chaos in documentation. 1. Contradictory messages. I received emails about waiting for parts and suspension of work, while the final protocol claims that nothing was replaced. This is blatant misleading of the customer. 2. Errors in reports. Descriptions in the protocols are illogical and contain substantive errors, which undermines the competence of the people diagnosing the equipment. 3. Deficiencies in reports. In Report 402-178-5397 there is only information about performed tests, it is not known what exactly was done, only over the phone did I find out about testing several motherboards. Why, for example, does the receipt disappear during reporting? I describe one thing that no one takes into account, and descriptions of other things appear. Why do I get information about the cessation of service repair due to a lack of parts, and ultimately according to 402-178-5397 repair protocol, it turns out that there was no replacement of anything. Regarding the response of the complaint coordinator. Any tests, anything performed by the authorized service, especially keeping in mind my described experiences, have exactly zero credibility for me. All information contained here, and the additional information obtained from a Lenovo Poland employee by phone, added screenshots, and recordings, clearly show the state of the laptop's temperatures after the first and second service. Buying a laptop of this type, a so-called gaming one, for games, which overheats while watching a video on YouTube, which is the only open tab in the Chrome browser at that time, is not even a joke, but a mockery. Equipment of this class, with such components, is equipment dedicated to demanding and heavy applications, and if it is defeated by some random video from the internet, then in total what is the logical reason for buying something like this and paying such amounts? The coordinator states that the power button was not the subject of the service intervention, and this is true, as it was hit by the ricochet, most likely while testing motherboards. The laptop was then not properly fitted, screwed, assembled, or even checked before shipment. Verification and diagnostics, when not performed properly, when gross errors are pointed out, and the service and Lenovo dig in their heels and see no problem, are completely redundant. I do not send the laptop back with an unknown problem, and now actually with problems, but with specific things, and I expect that they will be, firstly identified, secondly removed, and some fragmentary and sloppily performed service work interests me little. If the first person who opened the laptop had applied themselves properly to their work, all the problems would have ended with only one service. The general amount of errors and contradictions in the received correspondence is overwhelming. I tried to focus on the details and on the most gross negligences. Uncertainty as to the technical condition of the device. At the present moment, after 2 grossly careless interventions, I have no certainty as to what was actually done inside the laptop, and what its real technical condition is under the housing. Since the service technician could not correctly seat such a basic element as the power button, I have justified fears as to the reliability of the assembly of key components, such as the cooling system or the motherboard. At the same time, I acknowledge the fact that the Lenovo Poland service is unable to eliminate the faulty processor temperatures and suggests escalating the case in the country of purchase, Sweden. This does not change the fact, however, that it was specifically the Polish service that led to the physical degradation of my property, damage to the switch, and for this damage it bears full responsibility. My final expectations: in view of the above, I expect a cash refund for the laptop to the bank account indicated by me, then I return the laptop. Update since sending the letter to the Ombudsman. 1. In the meantime, I received a response, April 28, 2026, to the report of the problem with the button, which I reported on March 27, 2026. My answer, the same day. At the outset, I would like to inform you that the case has already been reported to the Consumer Ombudsman. Due to the fact that the complaint process has already lasted over 2 months, and the previous actions of the service have only led to the deterioration of the technical condition of my equipment, I declare that I resign from further repair attempts and demand a full refund of the purchase costs of the device. My decision is dictated by a complete loss of trust in the Lenovo brand and a gross lack of professionalism of your service. 2. After visiting a legal advisor, May 13, 2026, I found out that I can do nothing and I must contact the Swedes, with the place of purchase of the laptop.